Alright guys, I got this in the mail today from Graco. It's actually their new 360, I think it's a 360 DS paint sprayer, handheld. And it's not out to market yet from what they told me. It won't be out for market for I think like another month or so. But I was offered to do a test of it, which is pretty cool. So I just wanted to show you guys, what it looks like. Obviously, this is not in retail packaging because they're not finished with the packaging yet. This is all about, I guess, beta testing, if you will. And in it, owner's manual and some information there. And the neat thing about these are these flexible liner cups. So it's not like the, I guess, like the other ones that are more hard plastic. These are real flimsy, almost like a, I guess, like a Solo, like plastic cup, but it's real soft because you actually literally squeeze the air out of it once you put the paint in there to get most of the air out. I guess it gives it better suction, or let you, I guess, paint smoother without any kind of splatters or choking it up, I suppose. So it comes with that extension cord here. It's about maybe a 2-foot extension cord, maybe. And then the gun itself. One second here. Get this out of here. There's a look at it here. Yes, I haven't seen any reviews or anything online about this thing yet, so Graco was really cool enough to send me one. Next day, I talked to the guy yesterday, and he was here at my house next day. They're in Minnesota. I'm actually outside of, in the suburbs of Baltimore, so Maryland, so that's really fast. They were really seemed like a cool company to just give a regular guy like me. I'm not a professional, I'm not a painter, I'm not a carpenter, contractor, any of that stuff. I work in an unrelated field. But the, I'm a DIY type of guy because me and my wife bought the house, just fixing it up here or there. And I learned how to do a lot of construction, drywall, and mudding, stuff like that, painting. Just by working on my own house. So this seems like a pretty interesting unit. It's pretty easy to hold. I don't have any paint in it right now, but it's kind of pretty cool looking. I think there's this is not like a variable speed one. I think it's like a 2-speed. It just has a literally high and low switch. And I think on the bottom here it'll say it's max 2000 psi. But in the owner's manual it says 1300 working psi. So I'm not sure what that's all about. As far as the tips go, it comes actually with 2 tips. It comes with a, I guess there's a 4 and a 12, which I assume is a 4-inch spray fan and a 12-inch spray fan. The only thing I don't see, this actually you can hold a tip in there. The only thing, if you can zoom in on that, is, if you can see that, it doesn't say in the owner's manual instruction book what size the orifice is, like with the other True Coats or the Magnum X5s, or any of the other ones. I've never had a spray gun before in my life, but doing research on them, all the tips will tell you on here, if I can zoom in on that, I don't know if you can see that or not. I think it says it says D4, I don't know what that means exactly, but I know this is the narrower one I've read in the book, and that's the wider one. But it doesn't say what size the orifice is, like if this is, let's say, a 414, 415, 413, it doesn't say, so I'm under the assumption that these are a 1500s or 0.115 inch in diameter. I'm guessing that because you can spray latex in this unthinned, stains, enamels, oils, whatever you want. So I'm guessing that. I don't know. I'm not sure on that yet, but it does come with 2 tips. And here's the squeeze liner again. You literally can squeeze that, and I think you just have a high and low, and you have a prime and spray. And obviously this is reverse, so you can reverse them for clogs. Spray and reverse. And this little doohickey here is literally where you squeeze once the paint's in there. You squeeze that. You can hear that or not. And then you cap it. So it would actually, again, this is my assumption that it's to get the air out to spray better. I think it's basically just a quarter turn on and off. Rinses out easy. And I don't know if these are I think these liners are literally disposable, so you just literally, when you're done with the your project, you just throw these away. Trigger here, and obviously this is a this is not in full production, I'm assuming, yet, from what the guy told me. So this is literally let's see, 120 volts for more, I guess, trim oriented jobs and stuff. You wouldn't want to paint a whole house with this, but it does say 2,000 psi on here, so I'm assuming the low would be 1,000 and the high would be 2,000, if I had to give that a guess. Which I think, which is the True Coat, is also at 2,000 psi, but that's a variable speed, so you can adjust like all the way up in increments of, like, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300 psi, depending on the application you're using, paint or stain. So looks like a pretty good unit. I like the two heads on it right away. It comes with two spray nozzles, which is tight. The cords are really short, though. I mean, you could have a longer cord. I got an extension cord, no big deal there, but I am curious to see how this will spray on the cabinet doors, which I have right here. I just finished sanding these down the other day. These got sanded down. I literally used a, I don't know if I can get a big, wide enough shot of this, but this is all 29 doors. And they are all, these are all used a Craig jig Jr., I think it is, a pocket hole jig. Watch a lot of reviews of that, and for me, a novice guy, I didn't want to go out and buy a biscuit joiner or I guess a dowel, I don't know what you call it, dowel joinery or something like that, and I definitely want to do more as intended. But so this the pocket hole screws worked pretty well. It was easy, and then just sand them down. And I did use, I think, cracked shot spackle. A lot of people say put a dowel in there, but then by the time I put a dowel in there, I mean, you get a 4-foot dowel or whatever for $1 at Home Depot. Don't get me wrong, but then you got to flush cut it, and you got to sand that down anyway, and then you're probably going to still have a ring around that to have to spackle or put some compound over top of that. So I was either going to use this. I think it's this DAP crack shot, or I was going to try plastic wood. I might try that next time for another project, see how that works out. But obviously this dries pretty fast, the sand sounds smooth, and I got no problems with it. So I'm curious to see how the spray is, what kind of a fine spray it's going to give me. So we'll see what happens, man. All right, I'll let you know how it goes. See ya.